What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Work Knife Balance. We have another fun video today. We're going to be taking a look at a budget knife, kind of doing an unboxing, quick first review on it and everything. But before we get too far into this, if you have already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. We love the support and everything y'all do. And if you haven't, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below, or you can hit the little logo in the corner, and that subscribes you to our channel. We're going to go ahead and keep making content, so we'd love for you to see it and let us know what you think. But yeah. We're going to be looking at the GVDV today. This is going to be the G008L model. And so this is going to be a budget model by GVDV. The majority of their stuff does fall in that budget category. I haven't seen anything from them over 60 bucks. But GVDV just goes ahead and stands for Go Venture, Discover Vastness. And I think it was smart of them to just short it to GVDV. GVDV is what you could call it for short, I guess. But GVDV. Let's go ahead and get this open up here. You do get a nice little cleaning cloth. It's not a microfiber. It's more of a felt cloth than a microfiber, but nice for cleaning the knife, and a little words are so complicated sometimes. A leather sheath here to come with the knife. So we'll go ahead and set that aside. Really well done on the packaging. They have a really nice magnetic closure. It's a really well-made box. Obviously, for a budget knife, I was not expecting this by any means. That's better than some of the premium knife boxes that you get. So yeah. Ooh, very nice. This opens up really easy. This is a really nice you did not hear me wrong, $21 knife. They did some really good things to this knife, put in some kind of attention to detail in small areas that made this knife kind of unbelievably $21 there. But before we get too far, let's do some measurements on it. Overall, we are looking at about 8.5, nope, a little under, sorry, I was off on the tip there. It looks like we're looking at 8.25, 8.3 on the overall length. Blade measurements, we are looking at about 3.6, a little over 3.5 there, which lines up with what they tell us it is on the box, so that is fantastic. Quick comparisons, we'll pull out the Ontario Rat 1 for you, and we have probably our closest comparison right there off the bat. So if you've got the Rat 1, you kind of know what you're going to be getting, size-wise, especially with this knife here. And then we'll go ahead and to the Model 2 Rat 2 down here at the bottom. Pull those away real quick, and then we'll do the Para 2 for you. Another very popular knife out there. And then we'll go ahead and do the Para 3 at the bottom here. So there's some comparisons for you. You can look. If you've got that Para 2 and you're looking for a nice budget knife just to beat the crap out of, this GVDV is a good choice for you. That way you don't have to worry about your Spyderco. Or if you're looking for another great budget knife just to throw into the rotation, here is a nice one for you for sure. There's some really nice things they did with this knife that I thought, wow, I feel like my mat is sliding on me, but there's some really nice things they did with this knife. We'll go ahead and get started with some of them. First, before we go too much into the blade profile, which I really enjoy, by the way, we're going to look at the handle here. For a budget knife, they had some pretty quality things that they put into the handle. The way that they had the ergos on this by shaping the G10 both on the show side and the liner lock side were fantastic. Once it is open here, you can actually feel a really good ergo grip on this knife. The way that it's kind of crowned, milled, cut, shaped, edged, I don't know, whatever terminology you want to use around the edges, just really kind of adds to that feel, and it makes it not so blocky, boxy, and cheap, even though it is a really cheap knife for $21. You have some really nice jimping on the back here to give you some good grip for any of those push cuts, good both forward and backward grip on there. And then if you look at the spine, they kind of actually raised it so you have good thumb placement there. You don't need to choke up, which is a good thing because you can't. There's no real finger trail, just a small sharpening trail there. But you have some really good placement on it right there. And then this was one that caught my eye that was fantastic. You actually have a really easy access to that liner. They cut the show side lower than the liner lock side, so you actually can come right across, super easy access to that liner, have nothing to worry about. It's not going to be complicated. Even someone who has never held a liner lock should be able to handle this $21 knife and feel like it is, I don't know, worth way more than that, at least 65, 80 bucks. So yeah, it does have a 9 CR18 MOV steel, so slightly better than D2. The steel in there is probably one of the main reasons it's going to be a budget knife, but nonetheless, for $21, that is fantastic. A really nice drop point profile to the blade with a good swedge at the top here. It does have that black stonewashed look to it on the blade, but it is absolutely beautiful. I really loved the look to that blade there. I really loved the profile. I like drop points quite a bit, so they're definitely something that almost always catch my eye. And when you can have a nice swedge to pull that in, kind of give you almost like a spear tip to the drop point, which is really nice. They did put the GVDV logo edged in there right there. And then on this back side, let's see if we can get it in there. You got the 9CR18 MOV steel that it's showing there. So we do have a steel liner lock on this one, sitting on the ball bearing flipper. So that is pretty fantastic. They had no jimping on this back tab here, which I would have loved to see. I don't think that would have affected the price really at all. You can really kind of do a slow button push there. It doesn't really come out, but if you do a light switch, it flips like a charm. I haven't really been able to do a finger flip, but you can slow roll it over and then the reverse flick opening on it. We do have a very, very, very small choil on the front there. You're gonna have almost no edge, but for a $21 knife, if I have to re-edge this, I'm probably just gonna buy a new knife because it was 20 bucks. Yeah. We do have a G10 backspacer with a little collar here for a lanyard if you want to, a non-reversible pocket clip. And it is a very cheap pocket clip. That's probably gonna be the worst thing about this knife is it's not a deep carry, it's just a steel pocket clip. You're gonna have a good chunk of the knife sticking up out of your pocket there with those little mushrooms sticking up because they're not recessed screws. But for $20, I'm not gonna complain too much about that. They had to cut money somewhere. They added a lot of extra comfort things, premium things, design things in here to make this feel a lot better of a knife too. So this is a beautiful knife, absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is probably one of my new favorite budget knives, at least so far. I don't know much else that GVDV has done. I've seen some of their knives. I haven't really purchased anything. This is the first one of theirs that I've bought, and I bought it to do a budget battle. So this is definitely taking the cake. I know I've had a couple Sativians on here that were budget knives that I really liked, but this one I think has a lot more to it that just, I don't know. I really like this for a $20 knife. This is something that I think is kind of a no-brainer purchase and just keep in a truck or keep in a backpack or take hunting or fishing and not have to worry about anything. Because if the tip breaks, who cares? It's a $20 knife. If you have to really get down and do something stupid with your knife, I'm going to use this one. I'm not going to use my Kunwu. I'm not going to use my Spyderco necessarily. Yeah, and I baby some of my knives. That's what I do. You can bash me for it. Go ahead. I'll take it. But yeah, not much else really to say about this knife. Let me know what you think. Is this something you'd carry? Is this something that you would pick up for $22? I mean, if anyone says no, I think you're just a little extra and acting like a Karen. So thank you very much for taking a look at this. Go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you think. They do have a blue G10 and an orange G10 available. But until next time, that's the GVDV model 008L. So yeah, TTFN.